TV's #1 daily viral video show right this minute. A woman sneaks a big bag of trash into a cafe's bin.
The thing that they pay for.
What happens when they find a clue that leads to the suspect?
This looks very like the car. We're at that address.
A little girl who's overcome a lot is now
getting her groove on, honey.
How 10-year-old Lauren is inspiring us all.
That's awesome.
For a TV reporter, this is a
winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Especially when you see how he pulled it off. We've got Christiane, Ollie, Charity, Nick, and Gail breaking down the best on the web, including making a Rubik's Cube out of an apple.
So, as you can see...
See if Ollie's leftover creation is really fit for human consumption.
The White Moose Cafe in Dublin have themselves a bit of a sense of humor. And what you're going to see in this Instagram story is that sense of humor come to the forefront.
So 5 minutes ago we had a black car, pull into our car park, take out a large bag of black refuse and dump it in our skip bin.
Yeah, some complete random has just driven into their car park late at night, taken a big bag of trash and thrown it in their skip, their bin, the thing that they pay for. Well,
That lady has how long we get her?
1 hour.
1 hour to come back, remove the bin, or I'll be sharing that CCTV of her all over the internet.
so 1 hour later,
This car looks to be a small car.
she goes to the back, she takes that big bag of trash, throws it in there, and the entire time they're saying, do you recognize her? Do you know these leggings? Do you know this car?
Was it just the one bag?
Just the one bag.
So why are they so mad?
Because it's the principle of its charity.
Don't mess with my stuff all the time.
Yeah, I know, but you don't catch me on camera doing it.
You recognize her from her figure or from the car, and you let us know who it is, and you correctly identify her. We will give you a €50.
Oh, hey.
Ooh, I have a guess. I know who it is.
Y'all some snitches for 50. That's all it takes for y'all to rat somebody out.
Yes.
So we're on our way out to the bin now.
They go to the bin, they find the bag, pull it out, get some gloves, some scissors, and very quickly actually find themselves a letter with a name and an address.
I'm not going to share her address because I could genuinely get in trouble for that, but her address is there.
Take it back and dump it on her front doorstep.
Or
We're at that address. This looks like the car that dumped the bag, so this lady is getting her rubbish back now.
and as you can see on the White Moose Cafe Instagram, they did just that. So if you're ever in Dublin, I would recommend the best cafe in Ireland 2016, as voted by the staff, the White Moose Cafe.
I am booking Dublin now.
The audacity of these people, just the audacity.
Lauren Bush is 10 years old, and her dance instructors tell us that she has an overcoming spirit and loves and lives life to the fullest. Here she is in her dance class at Mrs. Jenkins Dance Academy in Columbia, South Carolina. Getting her groove on, honey.
She can dance.
Yes, she can. She is getting into it, honey.
Good.
She's been taking classes at Mrs. Jenkins Dance Academy for 2 years, and she absolutely loves it. Oh. And now everybody hits their last dance.
That's awesome.
I love her spirit. Lauren uses a wheelchair for mobility because she has a condition called brittle bone disease. But more than that, Lauren's zest for life and her ability to get up and keep moving is really what stands out to her other classmates, her dance instructors, her friends, and family. Lauren has overcome a lot. Her father passed in October of 2018.
Oh, man.
Lauren and her father were very close, but she's found a way to work through her grief and to continue to do things that bring her joy in life. This is just one of them.
Yeah, man, the joie de vivre is obvious.
Yeah, it looks like she's a joy to be around. She has a whole lot of fun. This video was shot in May on National Dance Day, but we could all use a little sunshine on our timeline. And again, Lauren is doing just that.
This guy from the Hornet King YouTube channel is dealing with yellow jackets. Those can be brutal. They're just a particularly naughty sting. To start off, our Wrangler here just does his best to really irritate them.
Well, that's always a good thing.
Well, there's a reason to that. He's got like a shop vac. So first he's just gonna start blowing air into that tiny hole that they're coming and going from to really start to work them up. Once he gets them really good and ticked off, he switches that vacuum around and tries to vacuum up as many of them as he possibly can.
Oh my gosh, just hold it right next to the hole. As they're coming out, you can start sucking them in.
That's exactly what he does. So he's found the essential front door of this hive, but he doesn't really know where the rest of the comb is. So he goes inside the home, cuts a hole in the drywall above the window, and bingo, that's where they're all hiding out.
Oh, they down in there, boy.
Yep. Now here's the dangerous part. The kids that live in the home are allergic to these types of stings. Thankfully, they're out of the house while he's doing all of this work. Over the next 3 hours, he uses the vacuum and uses his hands to start pulling apart that huge comb that's inside the wall. He estimates it to be about 14 by 16 inches and 8 inches deep. He does say that these combs are dense. Dense meaning that they are absolutely packed with larvae.
Which means there were a lot more of these things coming.
Yep, but here's where it gets even more interesting and kind of gross. Because he takes the combs back to his house, one by one. He starts plucking those little wiggly larvae out of the comb and dumping them into a little plastic container. He does this for about an hour, harvesting about 1.5 to 2 pounds of larvae, he says.
Oh, why? Why not just set fire to it?
Here's the why.
The chickens!
Yeah, come on, chicken. Just dumps out a whole pile of larvae, gross, and the chickens just love it.
And
I
then
mean,
we
it's-
eat those things.
Yeah.
Rough season, 95km/h winds. The end of the Frankston Pier washed up here on the shore around 500 metres away from where it broke off.
Now, scenes like this always get news watchers asking the question, why is he out there? But that's not the question we should be asking about Mark Santomartino. He works for 9 News down in Melbourne, Australia. The question is, how did he get up there on that pier that broke off? But the mic stays dry. Winner, chicken dinner. If you're in the news business, that's the one thing you don't want to get wet.
Look, we go to some great lengths to tell the story and to be different and to stand out. This dude, he did just that.
Well, let's see how things are going for Troy Lynch. He's a Sun Devil from Arizona State University, but he's surrounded by little devils in this live shot.
But the first batter, all right, guys, all right, we need to calm down, all right? I have a job to do. I'm just trying to do my job, guys.
Okay, well.
Where are your parents?
Yes, there's the question.
Your parents need to do better. They're too much sugar.
Here he is for KFQX TV in Grand Junction, Colorado, just simply trying to talk about the baseball game at the 2019 Pioneer Northwest League All-Star Game in Boise, Idaho. But these kids, they're not letting it happen.
It's getting a little chaotic here. Anyway. Help me! Mom, wherever you are, I need your help. Oh my gosh, I was not expecting this.
Well, you learned a valuable lesson on this day. Always keep control of your live shot.
Where are your parents? All right.
Oh, they're grabbing his mic now.
Oh, it's like a zombie horde.
Well, Troy, thank you for posting that on your Facebook page. We got enjoyment out of watching that because
it wasn't us. Time to hit the track, but
Uh-oh, folks, we've got a problem.
why the driver's racing to win his lady's heart. Nothing says love like the smell of burnt rubber. And these guys find a highway to nowhere, so
they're going to go and investigate.
It's right above us.
See what they discover next.
that's unbelievable.
Brought to you by Hershey's. We're on a mission to heartwarm the world.
The RTM Videos app. Now you can watch videos while you wait. It's the cure for boredom. Download it now.
See Ronins in Japan on a highway to nowhere. During the late 70s, it was under construction, but an earthquake caused some of it to collapse, and it was abandoned. So they're going to go and investigate. To get there, though, you do have to do a little bit of climbing. Not exactly an on-ramp to this particular highway.
It's right above us.
As they're getting up there, you see there's the highway towering above them, but underneath they actually find what used to be a house by the looks of it.
You can see Mystery House.
And what you do also get to see as well is some of the aftermath of that particular catastrophic failure.
Wow.
So you can see that huge section right there that basically just sheared off where they were building the highway, and they were like, well, I guess we'll just leave that there.
How in the world did that happen?
That's unbelievable.
And this is where it ended or began.
It's kind of interesting how it just sort of starts. There's all this grass and there's this line, and then, suddenly we're on a highway.
It's kind of a bummer that they just left this, though, instead of cleaning it up.
Well, I guess they sort of just realized that they were putting in a lot of money, that once faced with the reality of earthquakes and that failure, they probably sort of cut your losses.
Mm-hmm. Look at that edge. It's crazy how it collapsed.
And I know what you mean about it being an eyesore, but once you get the drone up there, it is actually also kind of cool.
Oh, wow, that is really pretty. And it's just that stretch right there.
It's just that.
Even if it was finished, that looks like a dicey stretch of road to be on. My goodness, that's like a weird parabolic curve, narrow, very low guardrails. Maybe it's better it ended up this way.
It gets sketchier though. Steve decides to sit right on the edge where you can see that piece that fell off right ahead of him to get some pretty cool shots. In fact, that's what they started doing because the other guys that are with him, they're photographers, they snapped a bunch of pics, and if you want to see them, they're all up there on his Instagram. But until then, you can just enjoy these pretty shots.
It's the streetcar takeover.
I just think those are one of the coolest looking cars.
Yeah, they are cool. I think they're a nice sort of like sports car for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, there are some pretty nice cars here at the Lucas Oil Raceway in Indianapolis on this particular day. You see the man with the mic walks right up. Uh-oh, folks, we've got a problem.
Aw, man, already? I just did my burnout. I'm all ready to go, and now I got a problem?
Yeah, well, 2 16-second cars, it says, well, we got a little bit of an issue. So let's figure out what's going on.
Did he just forget to put it in gear, maybe?
You know, I don't know what the problem is, but I've got the solution.
Wait, what?
Girl!
Wow, that went 0 to 100 real quick.
Real quick, right? So dude walks over to his lady. She's recording, and she doesn't know what's going on, but he drops to one knee.
Oh, yeah, I love this other guy that took the video and started recording. That is a homie right there.
Yeah, he pulls out a ring, asks her to marry him.
Nothing says love like the smell of burnt rubber.
Some of us love cars just like the fellas, and so she says yes.
Yeah.
Learning how to drive.
Every car that passes, you gotta wave.
Midwest Driving, next, right this minute. And still to come, a woman's walking along until disaster strikes.
No! Yikes!
No! A miraculous escape after one serious mishap. Plus, the happy birthday song is coming to an end.
And there's only one thing that's left to do.
Let's see what happens when it's not the birthday girl who gets it done.
No!
Oh, it's just brutal!
Look at that,
and she's like, yeah!
They say when you're driving that you have to drive for the other drivers around you. But what if you're walking?
Oh, yikes!
No.
Yes, this 19-year-old Brazilian student had just stepped out of her apartment. She puts her arm out in an effort to brace for what was coming.
So the car didn't even slow down.
The driver is an elderly person who hit the accelerator instead of the brake.
Poor girl. And the thing is, if it kept driving, she probably fell off the front of the car, and she may have very well gotten run over.
How was she?
You'll notice that some bystanders approached her to help her. They got her to the hospital. She didn't sustain any serious injuries. The car ended up smashing into an apartment there on the side. Nobody else was injured. Police are investigating the footage. It sounds like the driver could be at risk of losing their license and face charges of dangerous driving. Now over to Turkey. We've got this 11-year-old on a scooter. She pulls up and slows down, comes to a slight stop, and boom!
Yeah, 11 years old on a scooter. That seems awfully young.
She wasn't supposed to be on the scooter in the first place. She took it from her dad. Dad didn't realize that it was gone until she pulls up to his shop where she goes crashing through the window.
Oh, at least it was a shop. They can get to work right away.
Hi, Dad.
We've got an internal angle as well.
Oh, that's not so bad, but I mean, she's lucky at that window.
Could you imagine hearing that crash, going out to see what it was, and noticing it's your kid?
Nobody was injured, right?
Yep, she's good.
All right, so this is funny.
It'll be funny one day.
Tragedy plus time equals comedy.
How many times have you told that to your parents?
So many times. This little guy is stealing hearts one little oink at a time. This little guy loves the pig and learned how to make those noises. In fact, they tell us that sometimes they take him out to the stores, and it's very funny when he does it as people are getting the free food samples.
You do it when you laugh quite a lot. She's just got a cold.
Oink.
None of us are as cute as he is, though, when he does it.
Is that the piggy? Yeah.
The thing with kids is that you just really never know what on earth they're gonna do. In this case, we're celebrating this little lady's 8th birthday.
Thank you.
Oh! She made her move.
No!
Every single time. Every birthday.
Look at Big Sister's face like,
She's never gonna let her forget that either. Remember that time you blew out my candles and stole my wish?
That was amazing.
No!
A dude's made himself an Apple Rubik's Cube. So naturally,
I'm going to challenge you to solve it.
but see why our attempt doesn't exactly nail it.
Just held together with nails. What do you guys want me to do?
I'm a fan of the DIY designer. She's always doing really cool DIYs. This latest one is perhaps one of my faves. She recreated this Marc Jacobs safety pin necklace. She is teaching us, even if you're not very good at crafts, how to make them in a very easy, simple way. You're gonna need a couple of necklaces to start with, and then additional beads, some jump rings, a suede tie, safety pins, some pliers. Step number 1 is to connect your 2 necklaces to start off with. Then you take your safety pins and you put your beads in them like you see her do here, and then using those rings, you're going to start attaching the safety pins onto those necklaces. And now we move over to that single chain, which you then double up, use those rings like you see there, make those pins that are gonna go with that particular chain, put them all together, you're gonna tie that behind your neck. Look at the final product, pretty cute. So when you guys try it, let us know how it went.
The Rubik's Cube has bamboozled me for my entire life, and this particular video bamboozled me even more. It's from Tony Fisher. Tony Fisher is something of a legend when it comes to the world of Rubik's Cube. He is, in fact, a world record holder. This particular one, as you can see, is extremely unusual. It's a fully functioning Rubik's Cube made out of an apple. As you can see, it's all sort of cut up, and it looks like he may have cut himself while doing it. But then he starts twisting it here or there and making it just a greater challenge. You know, as soon as you mix up a Rubik's Cube, as far as I'm concerned, it's done. The fun is over. Now, he's made them from ice, cheese, wax, salami sausage, pineapple, and milk chocolate, and currently holds world records for the largest and smallest functioning Rubik's Cube. So, the producers were like, hey, Ollie, you don't know how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Can you build a fully functioning Rubik's Cube out of an apple in 15 minutes with no tools whatsoever? And I'm like, I'm British, so sure. So, as you can see, no kid, I have constructed a fully functioning Rubik's Cube, which, as you can see, is a little bit mixed up already. No. You see? Well, you see, I actually am going to challenge you to solve it.
It's good, I solved it.
Yeah, you did it. Yeah, no, of course it doesn't bloody work. I don't know how to build a Rubik's Cube. It's just held together with nails. What do you guys want me to do? I'm a television host. This is what I was able to do in 15 minutes. I nailed it together. There you go.
It's like Hellraiser's baby.
But anybody like some apples? So it's a bit naily. Ready? So what did we learn today? Tony Fisher is a legend, and no, I have no idea what I'm doing.
could have told you that, you numpty. No.
Is there actually? Is there a
We
nail?
took a nail out for you.
He doesn't trust you guys.
Whoa! The whole thing was a bad idea. Hey, Sam, nailed it.
Heyo, that'll do it for this episode of Right This Minute. Check out rightthisminute.com if you still need more great videos, and connect with us on the next all-new RTM.
TV's #1 daily viral video show, Right This Minute.
A brave bride rolls with it as they
move a little bit to the left and move a little bit to the right.
But see the move that really puts her swaying skills to the test. A baby zebra steals the show at the animal park.
This is the first one born this year.
Why not everybody's willing to play second fiddle?
Your turn is tomorrow.
A rally driver is wrestling with the wheel
like Sandra Bullock in Speed.
The miracle when he manages to avoid this. And down the hall comes some
spooky, scary noises.
A little brother prank with a big payoff.
Weddings, receptions, brides, grooms, you got to go big. Everything's got to be special, a little different.
Doesn't have to be.
Well, it sure does, because here we are in Cancun. We're this bride and groom. Well, they decided to get on this personal watercraft.
Oh, no. It's not the size as how you use it, and he's not doing so well right now.
Well, in this case, it looks like it's the motion of the ocean.
All of that aside, the thing is swerving back and forth, and she wasn't quite ready for it.
No, that's it. You're going in.
The slow motion kicks in. It happened really fast, but we're gonna watch it this way. Because of you, I'm never going back in the water in Cancun.
Because of you.
Hey, where's the new groom there? He should have been like, I got you, baby.
Are these grounds for an annulment?
Sounds like in somebody's book it might be.
She's smiling though. She looks like she's being a good sport about it. Now over to Brazil. It's time to cut the cake.
Let's make a big deal about it.
Oh yeah, you have no idea, my friend. He places that flute on top, pours the bubbly, it starts to flow.
That's clever.
OMG, that is so romantic, you guys.
Does it spin? Boom, baby. The crowd loves it. Round of applause when suddenly, ooh, hey! Unlike the last video, this one went off without a hitch or a glitch.
Well, they did get hitched.
Yes, they did, Christian. Congratulations, folks.
Wow.
I'm tired of y'all.
And there he is, the newest addition to the zebra colony at Biopark Valencia in Spain. It is a beautiful city, and they have a great zoo. And in this enclosure, after a few hours away, zookeepers came back, and there was that new little colt. They were expecting some newborns this summer, but this is the first one born this year. But as you can see in the enclosure, some other beings show up to give us a little entertainment. There was a rhino.
So the rhino suffers foals gladly?
Gladly, because it was still eating, and it didn't even notice. But somebody else did notice. Right here, you see that ostrich? That ostrich like, hey, stop blocking my show. And now the real show, I'm here.
Some people, or should I say animals, just can't let nobody else have the spotlight. Here come the ostrich, but what about me? Your turn is tomorrow.
Meanwhile, this video posted about wildlife protection solutions. This is from the Tsavo National Park in Kenya. And they say, what happens when an elephant has a little itch? Well, like a bear or a cat, it just goes up to a nearest tree trunk, checks its sturdiness, it's gonna stay upright, and then it just starts scratching that itch.
That tree has been rubbed smooth by elephant butt.
Right. And rain.
Mostly butt.
They say this actually reduces parasites and ticks, but let's just say we'll keep it between the elephant and the tree, okay?
This dancing man is taking the internet by storm.
It's his jam.
Well, I think they're all his jams because Mariano, who is a senior on the streets of Madrid, obviously a local, is often spotted around town dancing with the local performers. In this case, he's with this woman who is singing My Baby Just Cares For Me by Nina Simone, but he doesn't just do that.
Oh, wow.
As you can see, this guy can also get down to some heavy metal. In this case, this band is playing Metallica.
He's got range. A little Metallica, a little Nina Simone. What else you got?
Oh, my favorite. How about a little mariachi?
Hey.
Yep, the point is that
He's not sitting at home on his bum just waiting for his life to end. He's out there, he's enjoying life, he's dancing. And I gotta believe that these street performers love when he shows up.
You can watch or you can join.
what's even better is that this video was first shared by Carlos Hugo Asperilla on Twitter. And from then on, other people started sharing their videos of their encounters with Mariano.
He's a feature of Madrid. You know? He's something else to see while you're there.
He is a very, very special person and a gift to everyone who encounters him.
Rally racing is a lot of work. This particular race is in Hungary, and you'll notice that the driver is sawing away at that wheel like Sandra Bullock in Speed. He can barely keep the car going in a straight line, even when the course is in a straight line. The reports are that he was having some sort of technical problem with the car. There was no point in trying to race for time, so he decided to just basically put on a display for the fans. Now, the one thing that wasn't initially part of the course was this. Oh! Somehow, fighting a car that does not want to behave, this driver managed to somehow miss that cat and not just stuff this car into a tree. He does miraculously manage to bring this thing to the finish line, and it is nice to hear that him and his co-driver get kind of a chuckle out of it all at the end. Now bringing it home to Alabama, where we've got one of these off-road races happening here. This is a Polaris RZR, one of those little side-by-side things that's been modified to help it climb up this rocky course. And the driver attempts it first, doesn't quite work, so he backs down to pick a different line. He goes around to the right, trying to make it up that rocky ledge.
Well, we've got the rock. Are we about to get the roll?
Yeah, here it comes. Right?
I think they should get points for style, because that was one heck of a descent.
One heck of a descent?
Yeah.
Oh, that's coming. Because he tries again, it basically does the same thing. Whee! Oh, wow. Ooh. There you have it. He didn't quite roll it as much as he wanted to the first time, so goes for it again.
We are forfeiting those style points now.
Folks trudge through heavy waters.
It's up to their necks, like they need to get out.
How one officer risks everything for a heroic rescue.
And that's a dangerous, dangerous scenario.
And it's time for every couple's favorite game.
Wheel of Misfortune.
Ding, 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 ding!
Why all you've got to do is pay attention.
Is that really too much to ask for?
You know what's going on. There's your missus trying on clothes, trying on shoes. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And then finally you answer.
Looks great. Excuse me, did you just answer me without so much as glancing up from your phone?
Time to play!
Wheel of Misfortune.
The category is what to say to get out of this mess.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you want to buy vowels, consonants, every single letter in the alphabet.
Is there nothing I can say to make this better?
That is the correct answer.
Ding, 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 ding!
Next time, pay attention when I ask you a question. Now men sometimes develop a perspective that women are constantly criticizing or nagging them. You're wearing those shoes with that outfit? Why do you leave your socks all over the apartment? You can't possibly think this is how to clean the bathroom. When in fact, we are simply trying to make them better overall human beings.
I love how even you're not convinced by that.
Yeah, because I got a headache just listening to it. I'm single. I do what I want. A shoe go where I put it. I'm picking up when I'm ready.
I'm married and I do the same thing you do because I'm not married to a crazy Barbie doll.
Does a kindergarten teacher look at the wrong answer on a test, pat you on the head and say, good job and good luck in life? Of course not. So why would we look at your hack job of a cleaned bathroom and say the same thing?
I'm not your teacher. I'm not your mama.
But I'm gonna need you to step it up anyway because I'm not your mama.
Exactly.
And yes, men lack the focus gene. You know, the gene that enables you to concentrate fully on one thing at a time. But that does not give them a free pass to have their eyes constantly glued to their phone when you're speaking to them.
And case in point.
Give me that.
Uh-huh.
Get it. Take it.
So when you're with us, stay present, be grateful, pay attention, keep your eyes up.
Is that really too much to ask for?
Have you met them?
Hey!
Our wives love us.
Somebody
In situations of life and death, it is the quick actions of amazing people on this planet that are going to make a huge difference. And in this case, in India, these poor people have received nearly 20 inches of rain in a period of 24 hours, leaving this area flooded.
And it's not like flooded to their knees, it's up to their necks, like they need to get out.
Especially a 45-day-old infant that this cop has decided to throw in a bin and carry across this flooded area. He's walking very carefully and eventually making it all the way to the other side, effectively saving the life of this infant.
And that's a dangerous, dangerous scenario. The cop could have stepped in a hole or tripped on something under that murky water and
Lost the baby.
Yeah.
He made it all the way across without any issue. And we also have this picture of the little baby in that tub. Doesn't even realize it just survived. Now in England, we're surrounded by a ton of water, but in this case, the RNLI, the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, was called because a poor pooch got a little excited and fell off a cliff.
They will rescue anybody and anything.
I love the way they launch their lifeboats. They have that's so cool. As a kid, I used to watch them all the time.
It's okay, it's okay.
And when they got to the pooch, they realized that it was stuck in those rocks and it was imperative that they got there in time. Minor injuries on the poor little pooch, but don't you worry. The RNLI, the volunteers are on it, and they ensured the doggy made it back to its owners safely.
There you go.
Putting on makeup can be such an ordeal.
Yeah, it's time consuming, it's not good for your skin.
Well, if only it was this easy. The poster says that she was inspired by the game she used to play when she was a kid. So first she selects her eyeshadow color, clicks it, and then another. Boom, boom, that's layered. Now for the eyeliner and brows.
Dang, girl, she's going 1960s Catwoman.
Well, things can get tricky when you start trying to draw the lines. They gotta be straight, they've gotta be even. Not anymore, just click, 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 and boom, there you go. Now for the lashes.
Good job, girlfriend.
Wow. Well, the look is not complete without a good lip. So she selects her lipstick color, boom, she's ready to go.
So how do I get one of these for real life so I can just click my makeup on while I'm still in bed?
Yeah, well, we're still working on that.
Those cartoons back in the day, they showed you just putting your face in something and you come out and it was all made up. I still want that robot.
Yep, me too. But until then, we can always dream.
Drivers out on their route.
Just sitting there in a delivery truck.
The terrifying moment they're hit with an explosive roadblock. Plus, Team Supertramp sending it in the summer sun.
And it's not hard to find.
See their epic adventure exploring Lake Powell next.
Man, invite me. I want to go. Ain't no time like summertime, and if you are lucky to have access to a boat, some great friends, and Lake Powell in Utah, then you can have a blast like this.
Are they going around Horseshoe Bend?
No, Gail, but there are many bends in Lake Powell that look like that. Many bends, Indian ruins, like you could see them exploring and playing around in, and lots of fun to be had out on the water. If this looks like more fun than you could ever have in summertime, you're right, because this was also put together by Team Supertramp. They tend to crank up the fun meter to 11.
And the production value. as well.
Absolutely,
They
yeah.
shoot it so well.
And when you have a backdrop like this, these slot canyons that you can explore and wander around in, these caves dug into the sandstone cliffs, all of it is just, man, invite me. I want to go.
And it's not hard to find. This stuff is easy for people to find. You don't have to navigate like some treacherous rope bridge to get there.
Right, yeah, it's not hard to find because Lake Powell is quite big, spanning the border between Utah and northern Arizona.
Summer is fun.
When you have a boat and Team Supertramp at your disposal, yeah. The crew goes climbing up the cliffs for a little bit of cliff jumping. They do some wakeboarding and even just tossing the ball back and forth in some shallow water. You gotta know where to go.
As if being a truck driver wasn't difficult enough, these guys in South Africa have to deal with this. They're just sitting there in a delivery truck from a food company, Gastaus. Out of nowhere, a huge explosion.
Was it carrying like cooking fuel tanks and stuff like that?
It didn't come from the truck. It was thrown at them. And it sounds like the assailants used somewhat of a Molotov cocktail. These guys immediately react to the explosion. One of them suffered a broken collarbone, but they both managed to exit the truck. Investigators are obviously very concerned because this is not the first time that it happens. It's become very common for these attacks to occur.
To what end? Are they trying to steal the truck and the food?
They're actually trying to hurt and injure the truck driver so that they can then proceed to take the cargo. Now, this next incident happened in England. In the middle of the night, you see a gorgeous Audi there. Two people walk through the gate.
Uh-oh, are they doing something to the tire?
Well, it does look like they're punching the tires. They then get to just smashing away at the car. You see one guy is holding a flashlight, the other guy is actually doing the damage.
Wow. Somebody has an axe to grind, don't they?
They break the windows, and then they start hacking away at the house itself. Once they feel like enough damage has been done, they run out and escape. Authorities are still looking for these people. They don't know what the heck they were after. They don't know who they are.
It's so frustrating though. You got your security camera,
Yeah.
it's working well, but you just really can't get any bit of information. The only thing I see is whatever markings might be on that guy's
Tracksuit,
tracksuit.
shoes.
Yeah, that's it.
This bro's out for revenge.
So what are we gonna do?
See the big way he gets some major payback next.
Don't open the door!
How do I love Delish? Let me count the ways because they have combined cocktails with dessert. I give you the cookies and cream pudding shot. Don't fall out.
That's it. It's over.
It's over for Nick.
So drunk in like 2 seconds.
Oh, line them up.
Okay, and to make them, it's so easy. The one special thing you might have to go get is the whipped cream flavored vodka, but I'm pretty sure some store near you has that. So besides that, you're gonna need some vanilla pudding, some milk, that whipped cream vodka, some crushed Oreos.
I love that there is actually alcohol in this.
Yes, but here's the thing. You do have to refrigerate them for an hour just to get them nice and cold, and then you top them with some whipped cream and a mini Oreo.
You okay?
This is so...
Did I just make my way into your heart with this recipe?
Yeah.
Well, not yet, because you gotta make it now.
That's true, you gotta make it. I'm dying, Gail, you gotta save me.
Toby's having a ball.
These go out to the brothers out there. Annoying, funny brothers. To Canada, where one industrious older brother has hidden a Bluetooth speaker in his younger brother's cupboard. And that speaker is suddenly now playing spooky, scary noises. The brother immediately comes out, gives him a big hug. Look at his Snow Brothers face, Adam. You got me. We head to Australia, where Shami has made the mistake of leaving his brand spanking new G-Wagon at home. So his brother's like, prank time? So they go upstairs trying to find keys. They go digging around, they find a bunch of money, some more money, so, well, they pocket it. There's like champagne and a gold card and a bunch of hats, so they take those too. And then eventually, with a little bit more digging, ta-da! So what are we gonna do with this G-Wagon?
So I've decided I'm going to fill this whole car up with beanbag beans.
Beanbag beans. He buys just about as many beans as possible to buy. Then Shani comes home and is completely oblivious.
Are you serious? Oh my. Are you for real? This is a 200 grand car.
Don't open the door! No! Yeah, opens the door. He's not finding it quite so funny.
That'll do it for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on a brand new RTM.